Listen to me very carefully. The world you live in does not care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your pain. It doesn't care if life has been unfair. This world is cold, brutal, and unforgiving. And if you come into it weak, if you come into it soft, if you come into it fragile, it will chew you up and spit you out without a second thought. There is no place for the weak. Weak men are not respected. Weak men are not listened to. Weak men are not remembered. Weak men are forgotten, ignored, and replaced. Everywhere you look, strength is what's rewarded. Discipline is what's respected. Resilience is what wins. You think life is going to pause because you're tired. You think opportunities are going to wait because you're not ready. You think success is going to hand itself to you because you want it bad. No. Life keeps moving forward with or without you, and if you can't keep up, you get left behind. The world doesn't stop for the weak. The weak stay stuck, broke, depressed, while the strong move ahead, build empires, and dominate. You see, weakness is comfortable. That's why most people stay there. Weakness is easy. It's easy to complain. It's easy to procrastinate. It's easy to make excuses. It's easy to blame others. It's easy to fold when things get hard. But easy doesn't build you. Easy doesn't create respect. Easy doesn't make people fear you. Easy leaves you average, invisible, replaceable. Strength, on the other hand, is painful. Strength is sacrifice. Strength is saying no to comfort, saying yes to discipline, saying, I will keep going even when it hurts. And that's exactly why so few people have it. Think about it. When has weakness ever built anything? When has weakness ever changed history? When has weakness ever won a war, built a business, transformed a life? Never. It's always the strong who shaped the world, the warriors, the builders, the leaders, the men who took pain and turned it into power. Weakness creates excuses. Strength creates results. Weakness sits in the corner crying. Strength walks out into the storm and fights. Weakness begs. Strength commands. And I'm telling you now, if you want to win in this life, you cannot afford weakness. Not even a little. Because weakness grows. Weakness spreads like poison. The moment you let weakness creep in, it multiplies. You skip one workout, you miss one opportunity, you let one excuse slide, and suddenly you're drowning in a sea of mediocrity. That's why you need to be ruthless with yourself. You need to destroy weakness wherever it hides. You need to kill it every single day. Because the world is not going to go easy on you. The competition is not going to wait for you. Life is not going to apologize for being hard. This is the truth. The world does not care if you are weak. This is why there is no place for the weak. Weakness makes you a target. Weakness makes you easy to manipulate. Weakness makes you a victim of stronger men. The strong take from the weak. That is the natural order. That's why the wolves eat the sheep. That's why the lions own the jungle. That's why the disciplined rule the undisciplined. Weakness is not safe. Weakness is not noble. Weakness is dangerous. Because if you stay weak, you will pay the price. The harsh reality is that no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you strength. No one is going to gift you success. No one is going to fight your battles for you. If you're weak, you'll be left behind. If you're weak, you'll be ignored. If you're weak, you'll suffer. The world has no place for the weak because weakness solves nothing. Weakness inspires nothing. Weakness creates nothing. The weak fade, the strong rise. That is life. And here's the most important thing you need to hear. Strength is a choice. Every single day you're faced with a decision. Do I stay weak or do I get strong? Do I complain or do I conquer? Do I quit or do I keep going? That choice determines everything. Nobody is born unbreakable. Nobody is born unstoppable. Nobody is born a monster. You build it, you earn it, you suffer for it. And that suffering is exactly what makes you different from the weak. So if you want to survive, if you want to win, if you want to be remembered, you need to erase weakness from your DNA. You need to cut it out of your habits, your mind, your spirit, because this world has no place for the weak. And the longer you hold on to weakness, the longer you're signing your own death certificate. Strength or weakness, it's your choice. But remember this, only one survives. The truth is simple. This world will never hand you anything unless you rip it out of its hands with blood, sweat, and unshakable will. The strong take, the weak wait, and the ones who wait always end up with scraps. That's reality. You don't need to like it. You don't need to agree with it. But if you want to win, you'd better understand it. Weakness is a disease. It spreads through your habits, through your thoughts, through the people you surround yourself with. If you tolerate weakness in yourself, you become weak. If you tolerate weakness in others, you lower yourself to their level. That's why I keep saying there is no place for the weak. Look at your own life. Every moment you settled, every moment you cut corners, every moment you said, I'll do it tomorrow. Those were moments of weakness and nothing but regret. Weakness never rewards you. Weakness never builds you. Weakness only robs you of time, potential, and pride. On the other hand, every moment you pushed through, every moment you showed discipline, every moment you did what was hard even when you didn't feel like it, those moments became your victories. Those are the days you remember, the days that built your character, the days that proved you are not like everyone else. Strength rewards. Weakness punishes. People don't respect weakness. They may pity it, but they don't admire it. No one looks up to the man who gave up. No one celebrates the guy who quit. No one writes stories about the man who stayed average. Respect only comes to those who endure, who fight, who rise. And here's the reality. If you're weak, you're going to be used by the strong. That's how life works. Weak men work for strong men. Weak men obey strong men. Weak men are forgotten. Strong men are remembered. Weakness makes you invisible. Strength makes you undeniable. I'll give you an example. Imagine two men start from nothing. One chooses discipline. One chooses excuses. The The disciplined man wakes up early, grinds through pain, sacrifices comfort, ignores distractions, and builds himself into something powerful. The weak man says, "I'll do it later." He plays video games, scrolls on his phone, sleeps and wastes years. 10 years later, the strong man owns businesses, commands respect, and walks into a room with power. The weak man is broke, tired, complaining, and invisible. Do you think the world treats them the same? Do you think they get the same opportunities, the same respect, the same outcomes? Absolutely not. Why? Because there is no place for the weak. Weakness is punished because weakness is dangerous. A weak man can't protect his family. A weak man can't lead. A weak man can't inspire. A weak man gets crushed under pressure. A weak man collapses when life tests him. And life will test you every single day. Bills, losses, betrayals, pain, setbacks. They are coming whether you're ready or not. If you're strong, you overcome. If you're weak, you get destroyed. That's why I don't tolerate weakness in myself. That's why I train my mind and body every single day. Because I know the moment I allow weakness in, I've already lost. Most people will never understand this because they're addicted to comfort. They want life to be easy. They want to avoid pain, avoid effort, avoid responsibility. But here's the truth. Comfort makes you weak. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you're digging your own grave. Every time you choose the couch over the gym, the excuse over the action, the distraction over the focus, you're making yourself weaker, and weakness compounds. It builds up until one day you wake up, look in the mirror, and realize you're not even living. You're just existing, soft, broken, and powerless. Strong men, on the other hand, chase discomfort. They run toward pain. They seek out the grind because they know that's where growth is. That's where transformation happens. That's where monsters are built. No one becomes strong by staying comfortable. You only become strong by putting yourself through fire. Steel is forged in flames. Diamonds are made under pressure. Beasts are built in struggle. Weak men avoid the struggle. Strong men embrace it. And that's why the strong rise and the weak disappear. Let me be crystal clear. Nobody is coming to save you. If you are weak, no one is going to pick you up and carry you to success. No one is going to hand you discipline. No one is going to fight your battles for you. People may feel sorry for you, but sympathy won't change your life. Sympathy won't pay your bills. Sympathy won't make you respected. You don't need sympathy, you need strength. Weak men beg, strong men build. Weak men complain, strong men conquer. Weak men stay silent victims, strong men roar and make themselves heard. That's the difference. Think about the animal kingdom. The weak get eaten. The strong survive. That's nature. The gazelle doesn't get to complain that the lion is unfair. The gazelle either adapts, gets faster, gets sharper, or it dies. And that's exactly how life works. If you are weak, the strong will take from you. They will outwork you, outlast you, outperform you, and leave you behind. Weakness is not an option. Weakness is a death sentence. The scary part, most people are weak by choice. Weakness is not something life forces on you. Weakness is a decision. Every day you choose to skip discipline, you choose to settle, you choose to quit. Weakness is self-inflicted. You can build strength, but you choose weakness instead. That's why the world is filled with average, broken men who live lives of quiet desperation. They don't fight, they don't build, they don't endure. They just exist, waiting for someone to save them. But no one is coming. That's why they never rise. The only way out is to embrace the truth. Weakness will kill you. If you want to live a life worth living, you must eliminate it. You must harden your mind, strengthen your body, discipline your soul. You must embrace the grind, the pain, the suffering, and use it as fuel. Every day is a test to stay weak or grow strong. And every day you fail that test, you fall further behind. Every day you pass it, you rise above the rest. Here's what I need you to understand. Strength is not about muscles. Strength is about your ability to endure. It's about your ability to push through when everything in you wants to quit. It's about your ability to stand tall when life tries to break you. Strength is about showing up when you don't feel like it, working when you're exhausted, fighting when you're hurt. Weakness is easy. Strength is earned. Weakness is natural. Strength is built. Weakness is everywhere. Strength is rare. That's why the strong are remembered and the weak are forgotten. So ask yourself, are you strong or are you weak? When life punches you, do you stand or do you crumble? When opportunities come, do you take them or do you freeze? When challenges hit, do you fight or do you fold? Your answer to those questions will determine your future. Because in this world, there is no place for the weak. The weak get left behind. The weak get ignored. The weak get eaten alive. The strong dominate. The strong survive. The strong create. And here's the brutal truth theme. If you're weak right now, you can change. You can choose strength. You can choose discipline. You can choose to destroy the parts of yourself that hold you back. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be comfortable. It's going to hurt. And that's the point. The pain is what builds you. The struggle is what transforms you. The suffering is what forges you into someone who can't be broken. Weak men run from pain. Strong men use it. Weak men fear the fire. Strong men walk through it. That's the difference. No one remembers the weak. No one cares about the weak. The world has no place for them. If you want to be remembered, if you want to be respected, if you want to be powerful, you must kill weakness in yourself. Every day in every way. There is no other option. The strong win. The weak lose. And life does not care how you feel about it. The world is not built to reward the weak. It's not designed to care about your feelings, your excuses, or your fragile self-image. And if you don't wake up to that truth, you will get crushed without mercy, because life is a battlefield and only those who move with strength, discipline, and an iron mindset survive and thrive while everyone else gets trampled into dust. Weakness is not just about your muscles. It's about your habits, your mindset, the way you handle adversity, the the way you react when pressure hits, because the second life tests you, it exposes what you really are. And if you're fragile, if you're lazy, if you're indecisive, then you're already finished, because no one is coming to save you and no one is going to carry you when the weight gets heavy. This is a solo mission, and you either rise or you collapse, and the world won't pause to let you catch up. You've got to realize that this isn't some motivational poster. This is reality, and reality doesn't bend for people who complain. It doesn't care about your pity party. It doesn't care that you feel tired or stressed. It only rewards those who show up consistently, those who grind through pain, those who refuse to bow down to weakness no matter how much it whispers in their ear. Everywhere you go, you see weakness celebrated. You see people addicted to comfort, chasing validation instead of growth, clinging to entertainment instead of discipline, scrolling endlessly, gossiping endlessly, and wondering why their life never moves forward. And the reason is simple: they're weak. Weak in the mind, weak in the body, weak in the soul, weak in the decisions they make every single day. They can't wake up early. They can't control their diet. They can't stay focused on one goal for more than a week. They crumble the second temptation appears. They fold when someone criticizes them. And yet they sit there hoping for success to fall into their lap. But success has no sympathy for weakness. Money doesn't flow to the lazy. Respect isn't given to the fragile. Power doesn't get handed to the indecisive. It only comes to those who carve themselves into warriors through relentless repetition, brutal self-control, and a refusal to accept mediocrity. That's why I keep saying this world has no place for the weak, because if you're weak, you'll get eaten alive, manipulated, discarded, forgotten, and left behind while the strong write the rules, take the spoils, and live at the top. And don't confuse silence or humility with weakness, because the strongest men and women are often the quiet ones, the ones moving strategically, the ones you don't even see until their results are undeniable. Weakness is not about being loud or soft. It's about whether you can endure. It's about whether you can hold yourself together when everything around you is falling apart. Weakness is when you blame circumstances instead of taking control, when you fold under rejection, when you abandon your mission because the grind feels too heavy. But strength, true strength, is shown when you take the hits and keep swinging, when you sacrifice pleasure for progress, when you refuse to complain, and instead keep working in silence until the day comes when your life speaks louder than your words ever could. That's why when I tell you there's no place for the weak, I'm not insulting you, I'm warning you. I'm telling you that the clock is ticking, and if you don't start building strength in every area of your life, this world will break you down and spit you out, and nobody will care. Think about predators in the wild. A lion doesn't care if the gazelle is tired. The wolf doesn't pause because the deer had a rough day. Nature has no empathy for weakness, and neither does life. The weak get consumed. The strong take everything, and the only thing that separates you from being prey is your ability to harden yourself mentally, physically, financially, spiritually. If you walk around soft, distracted, unprepared, you're basically waving a flag saying, "Use me, step on me, control me," and that's exactly what will happen. Bosses will exploit you, governments will trap you, fake friends will drain you, and relationships will break you. But if you're strong, if you've built yourself into someone who can't be shaken, suddenly the same world bends differently for you. Opportunities open, respect follows, people move differently around you, not because you asked for it, but because strength demands it, strength forces others to recognize it. That's the secret. Weakness begs, strength commands. So what does it mean to have no place for weakness? It means you eliminate excuses. It means when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m., you don't argue with yourself, you get up. It means when you're tired, you still go to the gym because weakness tells you to rest, but strength says we work anyway. It means when you fail, you don't cry about it, you study, you adjust, you go again, because every failure sharpens you if you let it. Weakness interprets failure as a signal to quit. Strength interprets failure as feedback to grow. Weakness wants comfort, strength wants progress. Weakness wants approval, strength wants results. Weakness is a disease, and the only cure is discipline, repetition, and a willingness to endure pain that others avoid. Because every time you choose the hard path, every time you silence the voice of weakness, you're forging a version of yourself that belongs at the top, a version of yourself that commands respect, a version of yourself that is unstoppable. But I'll be real with you, weakness will always try to creep back in. It's always there, waiting for the moment when you're vulnerable, whispering in your ear that it's okay to skip the workout, it's okay to cheat on the diet, it's okay to waste just a little time, it's okay to quit when things get tough. And the majority of people listen, they give in, they rationalize it, and before they know it, their entire life is built on weakness disguised as self-care or balance. That's how mediocrity is born, that's how dreams die, that's how entire generations live and die without ever breaking free. But the few who recognize weakness as the enemy, who see it for what it really is, a thief of destiny, a killer of greatness, they fight it daily, and because of that, they build strength daily. And those are the ones who rise. Those are the ones who lead. Those are the ones who prove, without speaking, that there truly is no place for the weak.